I don't know what to do. Today's video represents a real dilemma, and I'm hoping that you guys, the YouTube audience, are going to be able to help us out with this one. So what we have here is a Team Lotto Belisol Ridley Helium from 2013, fitted up with an exquisite Campagnolo Record 11-speed EPS, that's the electronic version, and the battery's dead. Now, as you can see, it does actually work perfectly. It's beautiful, but we get about 50 or 60 gear shifts before the battery completely dies. And that doesn't give anyone any sort of confidence to go out for a ride with it. It's probably lasts us about 10 minutes worth of fettling in the workshop. Now, any Di2 owners will be like, what's the problem? You just buy a new battery, plug it in, happy days. It happens, right? It's about 100 quid. Oh no, this is Campagnolo. So we have whole new worlds of complexity and cost to consider. So option number one, you can actually buy some of these existing version 1 batteries on eBay. Sometimes they're new old stock, very rare. Sometimes they're just old stock. Doesn't really give me much more confidence in those than what we already have here. The amount of labour time involved in switching these around is not easy. So it's not like we just buy a battery every few time it goes for 60, 70 quid, because all the connections are actually internal. So unlike Di2, all the cables come out of the battery and connect up to the mechs. There you go, the battery's giving me some grief, actually inside the frame. So there's quite a bit of work to do every time you want to change the battery. So that's not practical. The next obvious path is to, okay, let's upgrade it. Let's see where we can go. Now, luckily, the 11-speed Record does actually have an upgrade path. We can go up to a newer version 3 of that battery. We're currently on version 4. We can't go to version 4. The version 3 is as far as we can go. And with that option, we also need to replace the little control unit, and we also need to replace the charger. Okay, sounds all right. Now, the cost of those, the battery alone is £400. The cost of the control unit is about 150 quid, and the cost of a new charger is about 85 quid. So we're looking at around £650 worth of parts to upgrade this to work with a version 3 battery. Quite a lot of money. So, okay, what other options do we have? Well, we could just ditch the electronic stuff and we could fit an 11-speed Centaur shifters, front mech and rear mech. And actually that's not a bad option, because that means we can actually retain the crankset, the chain, the cassette, which are all still in fantastic condition. That's going to cost around £250. It does mean taking this beautiful Team Lotto Belisol bike out of its original spec and, you know, downgrading it quite a bit, which would be a shame for a bike of this pedigree and heritage, I think. So, well, what else could we do? Well, we could have a look at the Shimano range, and we all know the price of a Shimano manual group set. The Shimano Di2 for rim brake. Now, the options are quite limited. The new Ultegra for rim brake is around £2,000. You can't be that accurate with these prices because, you know, bottom brackets, whether we're going to keep the calipers, all that sort of thing. Bizarrely, the rim brake version is now more expensive than the disc brake version, but, you know, sign of the times. SRAM still do a rim brake option in the red, and sometimes you can find it in the forced level as well. That gives us options around the sort of the £3,000 mark to upgrade what we need to there. And then finally, probably one option would be to just replace the entire Campagnolo Record EPS with its most current generation, Generation 4, which would be around £4,000. That's quite a lot of money for a bike from 2013. Now, so the question is, what would you do?